actually made it, I think, scheduled right, so I actually need to make it say live. Okay, here we go. I think this is different now. Something looks quality. Hey guys, this is Ryan and Vegan Zombie going live, and this is my
Hey
first time
guys.
having a guest on. So if anyone can see or hear this, let me know. All right, cool. Nicole
Okay,
German.
now it's live. We're live.
We
We're
are
live
live
now.
now. Awesome. All right, cool.
I see the
This
bananas.
is working.
Cool.
All right, cool.
Hey
So,
everybody.
yeah, we'll let people have a second to come on. I'm sure most of my crew is asleep right now, as they should be. Most people are. I usually don't. I've never come on this late before. I've ended them before. All right, cool. Tracy can hear. Can you hear Chris? Let's see.
I I have a bunch of late night people, so maybe they'll come over.
Cool. Let us know if you can hear Ryan and Chris together here. How's the audio sound? Am I too low? Is Chris too loud? I can adjust that while we're getting started here. And I also want to let you guys know it's kind of late. I just like sent Chris a message like on a whim. I didn't know what he was doing. I said, "Can I just borrow you for a little bit?" So I promise, Chris, I'm not going to keep him on like all night or anything like that. So just let you
That's
know.
all right. This is normal for me.
So if anything, this will be a teaser of more to come. Chris and another guest on my channel, and if you guys are watching his channel earlier, he had how many guests did you have on today on your show?
Today, like 130
Oh, I
maybe,
mean, I mean,
somewhere around there.
guests like video. You had people come.
Oh yeah, yeah. I had two.
Too. Okay, so you know how to do this now too. So you're gonna see.
Yeah.
This is cool in this like lockdown period. We're all learning more skills. This is my first time I was able to get a live guest. You're my first one. I've been able to get in on my software here on OBS. So Chris is the
Yeah.
first.
It didn't take us that long, maybe 15 minutes to figure it out.
Yeah, we had to restart a couple little things, but this is cool. So yeah, so let's see who's here. I say Tracy, our moderator, my fearless moderator is here, and she knows what you're on. Like the last week, I did live stream. I ended it at like 11 p.m. Pacific time, and she said, "Hey, Chris just started. Zombie just started a live stream. It goes in like 2 in the morning in New York. What
Yeah,
what
I've been doing the late night streams lately.
what are your hours? Like when do you wake up? When do you go to bed?
I am a all night vegan, so I I stay up all night. I work throughout the night, and I've been live streaming throughout the night, and then I go to sleep. I wake up around noon or something. I start the whole day over. So I'm like a night owl.
Wow. Wow. Well, Race Lover's here too, our other moderator. And actually, let me ask you this, Chris.
Who's
Earlier,
Race
we
Lover?
had a little issue with you hearing my audio. Can you hear my audio okay now, Chris?
Oh, I can hear it perfect now.
Okay,
Yeah,
great. So everything's working. So what time do you go to bed?
it's different. It's different every night,
Average.
but sometimes lately I've been live streaming every night since this whole thing started, this whole situation that we're in.
Yeah.
And so about a week and a half I've been live streaming every single night late at night, and surprisingly there's a lot of people on, and it's they request me to come on and calm people down, or distract people from what's going on. So yeah, and I'm on for 3 or 4 hours, so I'll go to sleep when the sun comes up, like 6, 7 in the morning.
Wow. So what was your schedule like? What was it like before this situation happened? What time
Well,
would
I
you go
was
to bed?
always Yeah, I was always pretty much a night owl, but more like I'd say more like 3 or 4 in the morning I go to bed. But
Uh-huh.
now it's staying up a little bit later.
I've adjusted too. I usually go to bed. In the past, it was like between 1 and 2 a.m., and now it's like between 2 and 3:15 a.m. So not as
Yeah, I
hardcore
mean,
as you, but I figure there's no real reason, a pressing reason to get up early anymore.
right, right. And being able, doing this full time, I can make my own hours, and unless I have like an appointment or something set, I can do whatever hours I want, and I just make sure I get enough sleep. When I do go to sleep late, I get up late. So
That's good. Yeah, I want to tell Tracy, thanks for letting me know that the volume is good for both me and Chris. Good to know because it sounds good in my ears, but I know it's coming out on YouTube, so it's a little different. Yeah, yeah, that's what I do. Instead of getting up at 10, now 11. I can't go to the gym. I
I
don't. I
know.
like running when it's all cold in the morning. Get some sun, get some vitamin D when I get out for a run at 11 or 12. And I haven't really been running much. It's for California standards. It's been really like cold and rainy. I know you're out running in the middle of the night, right?
Well, I was doing it at the gym until they closed the gym down, and it's been really cold here. Although, it's crazy weather. It went from 74 degrees here
Whoa!
to like 17.
Oh my goodness!
I'm not even kidding. And so it snowed, and now all the snow is gone. It's all just like a mud puddle in my backyard
Oh
right
wow!
now. So
Let's see. Ryan's volume is slightly lower than Chris's. Let me just crank mine up a hair and let me know if it. Let me know if you guys hear any distortion or anything like that. I'll bring the mic a little closer. Yeah, I would take some 74. You would think we'd be having that right now. Usually when you come out this time of year for Natural Products Expo, it's probably like, 74 and amazing. It's been like, Seattle, Portland kind of weather here all month, basically.
I would take that right now, though. I would love that.
Let's see what people are saying in the comments here. I see a lot of love for us here. Two of our favorite YouTubers. Let's see. So people seem pretty stoked here. Vampire vegan. I see people accusing you of being a vampire, probably because you stay up all night and you don't age, apparently.
I'm a vampire that pretends to be a zombie so nobody catches on to my real identity.
Let's see. Anything you guys want to see us chat about here?
Well, the age thing is I'm not that much younger than you, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, you're slightly. What's your age again? I'm 52.
Yeah, so I'm 44. You're only 8 years older than me.
And in young person's terms, 8 years is like, the difference between young and a grandpa.
Well, once we start getting this age, it's not that much. But yeah, when you're younger, that's like a huge gap.
Yeah. Yeah, things are different. I as an athlete type person of sorts, I can really remember the difference of being 44 and 52. So appreciate what you got there. Not to say I'm not giving any excuses. It's not like my body's falling apart or anything like that. But I kind of wish I had some of the attributes I had at 44 and combine them with what I have now. That'd be amazing. That'd be awesome.
You look great for your age, and you're still dunking. So,
yeah, and more importantly, just feeling good, feeling healthy. I feel as good as I ever have. Seriously, it's not just hyperbole, not a bunch of like, oh yeah, go vegan and the whole world gets better for you or anything like that. But it's true. I mean, Chris, you're living proof, man. How many decades and years vegan now is it for you?
Well, 3 decades ago, I went vegetarian, and I've been vegan for a little over 25 years. So if you want to make me sound old, I've been vegan for a quarter of a century.
See, that's amazing because, there's so many, I'm not going to name any names, those dumb anti-vegans that say, vegan's cool it's for the short term, it's a trend and all that, but long term, it just doesn't work. And I'm starting to hit long term. This fall will be my 10th year, my first decade, and I'm not falling apart. My blood tests still show everything's healthy. Seen your blood
Nobody
test.
Can say that you have animal nutrients still stored up in your body.
Oh, yeah, some of those bozos say that. What do they say? It's the stores in his body. That's like, no, I was like pretty much vegetarian before that because I was living with Angie for 10 years. She was the vegetarian cook of the family, like the line from Samuel Jackson in Pulp Fiction. My girlfriend's a vegetarian, which pretty much makes me a vegetarian. That's so true. So yeah, we have no animal stores that these haters can assert that we're pulling from.
It's funny too because I've been vegan longer than some of these people have been alive that are saying like this anti-vegan rhetoric and. Yeah,
I know it's kind of ironic, huh? Just about all the anti-vegan people, I'm not going to name the ones I've made videos about. Why I'm no longer vegan video people. They're usually about half your age for both of us. Do you think that the pandemic will be a huge benefit to veganism and environmental advocacy? PETA believes wholeheartedly that animal ag is to blame. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I think already they're from what I've heard, they're banning a lot of the wild meat over in China, and I think more people will see that hopefully and strive to go vegan if that is what it is. Personally, even as a vegan, I would like to believe that was, what was doing it so we would stop. I want people to stop eating animals regardless. Yeah. But my theory, I kind of think that it was bioengineered by humans. I could be wrong, but that's, it's one or the two. And I don't know, I don't know for sure what the answer to that is, but that's what I would say.
I'm leaning towards it. It's like most of the other pandemics that originated from China. Just wet markets are the perfect breeding ground for pandemics to develop and transfer from animals to humans. So it's the Occam's razor. Have you heard that principle given two competing theories?
The simplest. Yep.
The simplest one tends to be right. The theory that has the less baggage tends to be the correct one. So I'm going with that. And I was just talking to the president, I believe. I think she's the president of our Sierra Club here in Long Long Beach today. She called me up, and I didn't fully realize she was a vegetarian. And she and I were both noticing how when you go to the markets now, it's like, all our foods are the ones that where people are buying. They're they store well, and even the bananas are getting harder to find for me. And people are buying the plant-based milks because they keep longer than the non-plant-based milks. And I think this might be in the end, this might be a silver lining from this whole situation, that people will be forced to eat more plant-based over the next X amount of weeks and months, and maybe at the end of it, they'll say, hey, that was pretty good.
Yeah. The stores I've went to, I've seen the same thing.
Oh, cool. We have all the moderators on. Joseph Michael's here too. Awesome. Only if we get Byron from England to come back on. He used to be my hardcore moderator for years. I haven't seen him in a long time, but everyone's here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I see him a lot in Instagram.
Did you guys hear about this? That you guys most probably have heard about it. That Keegan, is that his name, from Cowspiracy, the producer? There's Kip and Keegan. Before this pandemic started, he was in production to make a movie about pandemics and how they arise from animal agriculture, and then the pandemic hit. I mean, he's trying to get this movie out this year, I understand, because the iron is hot right now. I mean, what timing of that, and just it's a wake-up call. I'm sure he can do the responsible thing, talk to all sorts of health experts in the field, so people will take this message seriously, that we gotta shut down these wet markets. People need to stop eating these weird animals, and China's best interest will be to shut that down. They're an authoritarian government. They can clamp down on this if anyone can. They can wipe that out in a heartbeat if they wanted to. And just for the wider worldview, for people to see what the truth of these pandemics are, is from animal agriculture, and more reason to go plant-based. So hopefully this again, more silver linings to come out of this. And I'm not wishing this pandemic upon us for any reason, but hopefully the world will change and learn, and we'll be better off after.
Yeah, I agree. Somebody is asking, they don't know who I am, and they want to know if I could talk about what I do. So I have a channel called The Vegan Zombie on YouTube, and I focus on veganism, any way that I can make veganism easier. But what I was going to jump on, what I wanted to say about that was, so I came up with my channel based on a movie that I wrote, and a year and a half ago, I funded it through Kickstarter, and so I'm working on that now. And the premise of the movie is not unlike what's going on right now, but you would take the zombies and the infected out. So in my movie, it was the people that were eating the meat and the dairy, and they were becoming infected with this, so the vegans were one step ahead kind of thing. So it's very much like what's going on now, minus, the zombie part of it.
And hopefully the zombie part will not come to fruition.
Right. And hopefully this whole thing blows over soon.
Cool, Tracy. I'm glad you like my banana background here. Just some inspiration for me, since I have roughly maybe 30 to 40 bananas total in my stash right now, which is really low for me. Let's see, what else? You see any other questions there, Chris? If you see any, jump on them for sure.
Actually, the economy of China is going up when everybody else is going down right now. So
it's because they're back to work. It's more business as usual right now.
People are buying things that they need from them now. Other countries, for instance, Elon Musk just ordered 1,255 ventilators from China delivered to Los Angeles. That's huge right there.
Yeah, right. He's trying to wants to construct some too, because already in auto production they make pumps, which is one of the main parts of a ventilator. So yeah, auto manufacturers are trying to get in on and help with this ventilator shortage problem.
Is Ryan's microphone lower, or is mine too loud? Maybe if I sit back a little bit here.
Yeah, let's do a little bit. I just cranked mine up a little bit. If you guys hear any distortion, okay, I cranked my headphones up. I don't hear any distortion. I could probably go ahead.
I hear you fine. I hear you nice and loud.
I could probably go a hair hotter. So let's try this out for a little bit here. Will I run for office again? I assume that question is for me. I'm going to make a video. Right now, the whole world is rightfully, focused on the situation at hand, and I don't think right now is the best time for me to make a video about my office, my campaign, I should say. But I will make one. I'll make one in the next few weeks, unless things get really crazy with our pandemic situation. I want to tell you all the stuff I've learned, and it's still going on. There's a runoff between the top two people, the top two vote getters, and I'll show you. There were seven of us running in this race, and you can go down 1 through 7. I'm in 5th place, and basically you can correlate what place you got. First place, second place. They had over $100,000 in campaign funds in their campaigns. The next two had about 20,000, and the rest of us were below like that, below $5,000. So it shows you how there's a 1-to-1 correlation between how much money you got and how successful of a campaign you can really run. And I was severely underfunded. I didn't realize on the city council level in a city like Long Beach, you need $100,000 to run a race. And that's just my district. There are other districts that ran the same time. Close to $500,000 in some of these people's campaign budgets. Insane. For a $40,000 a year job.
It's crazy.
Now, what's this super chat tip there from Cheeky Vegan about vertical hydroponics and change gov subsidies? What do you think's going on there, Chris? That question?
Oh yeah, sure. You put it on me.
I need some help.
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that. In change for gov subsidies?
Let's see. Maybe they want to know what we think about government subsidies to fund the agriculture industry. Yes. I mean, I don't see how that's going to change. It must change. It needs to change. People need to not get a discount to buy meat. Why do they get a break and Beyond Burgers or potatoes don't get that government subsidy? It's unfair.
Well, I know dairy companies are just getting rid of millions of gallons of milk that they're not using because they're all going under, but then the government's bailing them out. So they're continuing to do it. So it looks like they're making they're making profits on it when they're not. It's because of subsidies.
I was looking at a comment here about my audio. I'm sorry, I got distracted about that. Fabula is telling me that the right side of my sound is off. I'll check it out on playback when it's done. I can't, unfortunately. Let me check out one thing. I think I can listen to the audio for 1 second here. Let me see. I see what you're saying. I'm not sure what it is.
I think I hear a different audio than they hear, right? Because I got a different microphone with you.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I just kind of unmuted the YouTube live stream. I see. I think I hear it's saying it's not. Yeah, it's a little off, but it's not horrible. I'm an audio engineer. I can tell you if something is horrible and it needs to be restarted. We can roll with this, I think. Sorry, I get distracted. I get self-conscious. I go, wait, what's not working right? I get kind of paranoid that something's off. The perfectionist in me. Let's see.
Same here.
What is Tracy asking here? Let's see. Our moderator. Do we think we can help change the government subsidies for farmers for them to grow plant-based vertical hydroponics? Maybe that's what Cheeky Vegan's asking. I would just be satisfied to see the ending of these subsidies for animal agriculture. If we can actually start subsidizing plants instead, as long as those plants aren't the crops fed to livestock, I'm all for that. The thing is, how are we going to change that in government? There's so much inertia. It's been going on so long. These industries, fund so many campaigns, the special interest that funds these politicians. It's going to be hard to shut that one down.
But I think it's a long time coming since, going vegan so many years ago till today, just sticking with it and seeing it grow so much and finally being mainstream. I think we are, slowly but surely making a change, and it's just looking, better and better every year that, from what I've seen over the past 2.5 decades. And to answer the question, yes, I am from Syracuse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, northern latitudes there. Let's see. What's that one else question? I thought I saw one here. I don't know what this is. Do you guys know if De La Rosa Mazapan are vegan or not vegan? Do you know what that is, Chris? I don't.
Where is the question?
From ZE. De La Rosa Mazapan. I'm not sure. Is that a brand, a food or something?
De La Rosa Marzipan are vegan or not? You know what? Let me Google it.
Okay, cool. Google it while I hold the fort down here.
Just want to see what you're talking about. Not sure. Not sure. Haven't had them before. There is another marzipan that is vegan, and I'm not. It's not that company. It might be. I don't know.
Let's see. Thanks, Race Lever. That wait, Trump greater than BTS? What are you talking about there, Race Lever? Let's see. Am I American Indian? I made a video about this several years ago, so I'm not surprised if you haven't seen it. What ethnicity is Ryan? And just to make a long story short, I'm 1/16th Cherokee Indian, but really the vast majority of my ethnicity is Chinese. That's why I get offended when our president calls us a Chinese virus. I have nothing to do with it. My ancestors have nothing to do with it. It's the COVID-19 virus. But oh, cool. Thanks for asking, though.
I do not live in Buffalo. I live in Syracuse.
I'm not too familiar with those. Are both upstate New York places?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Yeah, I'm in central New York. Yeah, like right in the middle.
Is it like where's that in relation to Woodstock and Albany?
So it's about 2 hours from Albany and about 2.5, 3 hours from Woodstock.
And further north?
And yeah, a little bit northeast.
Okay.
From Woodstock.
All right.
And Albany.
All right, cool. Yeah, man.
So Albany would be my closest Whole Foods store.
No way,
so
really?
2 hour drive.
Oh my
yeah.
God. Okay, so yeah, Whole Foods not a common shopping experience for you then. That would be a little impractical.
Yeah.
Here's a good question for you. Do you ever get mistaken for Jared Leto?
All the time, like several times a week, somebody says it. Jared Leto.
What do you tell them?
We got to get him on the show, you know?
And the question I've been asked several times, is Jared still vegan? I thought he was like a loose vegan. Like he'll eat some cookies if he's hungry.
Yeah. So from what I know, according to the definition of vegan, I would say he's not a vegan, but I think that he eats vegan most of the time. We have some mutual friends that actually used to, cook for him. And so everything he ate was vegan. But I know, like, just, seeing some of the interviews he did for some of the movies he did, he wasn't eating when he played. I forgot the guy.
The guy who shot John Lennon.
Yeah. He ate a bunch of like Ben and Jerry. This is before the vegan Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah.
He actually got gout from it. So he said he wasn't going to do that anymore. But yeah, I think for the most part he eats plant based. But I don't think I'd call him a vegan.
Yeah, that's a sense I got too from the research I did on him like a couple years ago. And things can change. Who knows? Maybe he's hardcore vegan now. Maybe he's less vegan. I don't know. Do we think this COVID-19 situation is overblown? No, all you have to do is look at, like, say, what's happening in Italy and Spain, who are about, like, 14 days ahead of most, major United States cities. It's not overblown. It's not politicized, as some are saying. Why would Italy kill all these people and have their hospitals be overrun with patients? This is real. The thing is, I was looking at a map of how COVID-19 is affecting the various 50 states, and strangely, a lot of, like, not to make this politicized, but a lot of red states are further behind. They won't really see the full effects of this for, like, what we're seeing here in California for another maybe 2 to 3 weeks. So in some places, it might seem overblown. Here's what I tell to the disbelievers. If you live in New York City, I'm not saying you should do this, but if you really are a skeptic, walk into an emergency room tomorrow and see if it's like, see if it's chill, like a regular day. People are there with broken elbows and stuff like that, or see if it's kind of a crazy madhouse. Because what I'm seeing now, their hospitals are already now starting to get overwhelmed, and each day it gets worse. So there's your proof if you're not sure if this is like some kind of hoax. Let's see. See any good questions there, Chris?
My videos helped you back in high school, and now you're in your late 20s. Do you consider yourself a vegan YouTube pioneer? I've never referred to myself as a vegan YouTube pioneer. Although when I started my YouTube channel, there were no vegan YouTube channels. I just came up with the idea. I wanted to learn to make movies, and I felt like I could do that on YouTube and at the same time promote veganism, so it was kind of win-win. And I started a channel about 11 years ago, Vegan Zombie.
Yeah, and for me too, I've never considered myself any kind of pioneer. I just do what I do, you know.
I think of like Davy Crockett when I hear that word, the pioneer.
I saw a question a second ago from John. Yeah, do we think vegans are more or less prone to get coronavirus? I don't want to make any proclamations like that. It really depends on a lot of factors. I don't think scientists know them all yet. Age and underlying or pre-existing health conditions are risk factors. That said, if you're eating extremely healthy and you are healthy already, you have a better chance of not getting anything worse than what they're calling the milder symptoms. But that's not a slam dunk. I saw just yesterday, I think it was a Division I college athlete is hospitalized and on a ventilator. So, it's just probability. It's like, how vegans have a lower risk of, say, getting a heart attack or stroke or diabetes. It doesn't mean we're impervious, just our risk factors are much lower. So you just got to keep that in mind.
James, I've never tried fruitarian.
Oh, I've never seen you go anywhere near that scene, huh?
No, I was raw vegan for about 3-4 months, about 8 years ago. Just wasn't, I found that there was absolutely no difference for me being raw vegan or cooking my food as long as I kept the processed foods out of the equation. It didn't matter if I cooked them or not. I still felt, extremely healthy, and I like to cook foods, so. Also, I've been vegan for a little over 25 years.
Yeah, for the newcomers here, Chris has been vegan for 25 years. So, tell all those anti-vegans to say it's impossible to be vegan long-term without falling apart and degenerating or whatever crap they say. Look at Chris here. He's a vibrant, strong man here.
I'm alive. I'm not.
I know. Cool. I see a new sub for Vegan Zombie there. Awesome.
Oh, thanks, guys. Never tried the vegan keto.
I always ask people, why? What does a non-keto, just a regular vegan diet, not give you that a vegan keto diet does? I'm just not sure. Just let us know. I've never figured out what that would be. I mean, weight loss, if that's what a lot of people get into keto for weight loss. I mean, you can lose weight just eating a regular vegan diet, even though it's not a weight loss diet. But I always like to point out Tracy, our moderator here. What was it, Tracy? 80 pounds you lost without any effort? Like you weren't calorie restricting or starving yourself or running like a freak or anything like that. It just happened naturally. And I don't think COVID affects pets, all the stuff I've seen so far.
From what they've said, no, it doesn't affect pets. What movies or shows would you recommend? The Walking Dead, Quarantine, Outbreak. Right now it has nothing to do with it, but I've been watching the Netflix series Lock and Key.
And if you want to keep on that darker theme, I've recommended several times Jarmusch's movie Only Lovers Left Alive, which is about vampires. And the reason why I love it is when I saw it, the lead character played by Tom Hiddleston, I fully related. I go, that guy's me, sitting there in his room like this, all dark, making music on his guitar, really sad, dirgy sounding stuff, and it's cool. You got to check it out. I just fell in love with that character.
28 Days Later, I Am Legend, Contagion.
I'm trying to avoid movies like that right now, to be honest with you.
Well, I thought that they want the theme, the apocalyptic theme.
Yeah, if you want to see a dark movie, I would suggest maybe not watching an apocalyptic themed one right now, unless you can kind of separate that from reality.
Well, I mean, you could see what people are doing in the movies. Like, what is the one common thing that everyone's doing?
You know what happens? A man meets a woman and a small child, and they run somewhere and they save the world. That seems to be the common denominator, no?
Yeah.
Let's see. We are good, trash bag fashion lover. Thank you. Let's see. Anything else I want to talk to you about? Oh, I wanted to ask you, Chris. You were planning to come out to Natural Products Expo this month, which got canceled. Did you have plane tickets? Did you have
travel
arrangements that you had to cancel? Were you cool with that?
No, we weren't cool with it.
No?
I still haven't got refunded for my plane ticket, and we got an Airbnb, and it just the obviously we didn't make it out there,
Yeah.
and everything got canceled, and we explained that, and the it wasn't actually Airbnb, it was like VRBO,
Yeah, I've used that
and
before too. Yeah.
so the lady that owned the house said no, she doesn't want to give us a refund.
Uh-huh.
And we said, look, everything got canceled. The governor put a state of emergency in effect. We can't come here. Like, please refund us. And then
They should at least
the
meet you
company,
halfway at the least. Yeah.
well, the company told her that like disregard policy on this occasion because of the COVID,
Oh.
and we highly urge you to refund these guys.
Hmm.
And she came back and said, well, they recommended and urged me to refund you guys, but they didn't demand me to do it, so I'm not going to do it. So we didn't get refunded.
Oh my God. Oh, what a horrible person. They should have met you
Yeah.
halfway and been cool about it.
Yeah, so we definitely put her on blast on one of my live streams.
Yeah, I would. Did you let her know that? Look, I'm a YouTube influencer, and I'm gonna speak my truth. If you don't
Well,
work
it was
with me.
like three of us. It wasn't just me. It was my friend Josh and
Craig?
and my friend Craig.
Oh, so you guys could
we had
really-
like a big house, yeah.
Oh, man.
And we were willing to when this was postponed to a later date to rent the house out again, but she took our money and she robbed us pretty much, and so yeah, that's not cool.
Oh man, that sucks. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear about that. So no refund on the airfare or the rental.
I'm still working on the airfare, but they wanted to give me they basically wanted to have a voucher for any other day until next year, but also give me a $200 fee. I'm like, why should I pay $200 more to fly when I'm paying you? It just doesn't make sense. You guys,
Yeah, they have a monopoly of sorts. The airlines. They've done lots of shady things. I mean, I remember when I was flying as a kid, you didn't have to pay to check in luggage, and I stopped flying for a while, and all of a sudden, like, what? I gotta pay to bring a suitcase? Like, what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just bring underwear in my pocket? I mean, what how lame is that?
you got to pay for a seat now too. First you pay for the ticket, and then if you want a seat, you got to pay for it. It's like,
What are you gonna do without it? How do you get on without a seat? You can stand in the back or something like a
they'll
bus?
just throw you wherever. But
I see.
yeah.
Wow.
So you don't get to pick the seat anymore, which is bad for me because I'm really claustrophobic. So I need an aisle seat.
So which airline is this? Do you want to give them some a name so people don't use them as their first
United.
choice? United. Okay, there you guys go. Yeah, I remember the last time I flew on them. It seemed this is the one that was charging like $50 to bring a bag or something like that. So I've been traveling on smaller ones locally, like Southwest and JetBlue, and I don't remember paying any fees or anything like that. So yeah. Shop around is what I'm saying. Yeah, United is known to shaft. Let's see.
Yeah, the cardboard cutout behind me is a zombie from The Walking Dead.
Let's see. As I said at the beginning of the stream, I know a lot of you guys jumped on after this. I promised Chris I wasn't going to keep him here too long. One of my main purposes of live streaming tonight, because I already did one yesterday, was to see if I could really make this guest thing happen. This is my first time here in OBS. One time I hosted Jeff from Clean Machine in a different program, StreamYard, but I want to do everything here in OBS. It's the first time I've got someone to work, to get a live stream to successfully populate in here. So Chris is my first. He's my Neil Armstrong. And so I just said, I know it's late there.
Did I land on the moon?
You did. So we won't keep him here too long, but we'll keep talking a little bit. We're still kind of young. Just to let people know, we're not going to do one of these typical 3-hour live streams that a lot of you guys are used to. Let's see. Do any of us have indoor veggie gardens? We don't here. How about you, Chris?
I don't know. I would, but I travel I don't know, I travel too much. I wouldn't be home. Although I didn't get to travel so far this year because of this.
Oh, to continue my last thought about this being my Neil Armstrong event here for live streams, even though we're going to keep this one a little shorter, I wanted to say this is a preview of things to come. We're going to have Chris back on here and do a proper one earlier, and I'll hop on Chris's now that Chris can host
Vice
people.
versa.
Yeah, so you're going to see more collaboration, more fun times. Now that Ryan crossed this technological barrier that was I was having trouble doing it up until tonight. I finally figured it out. Let's see. No, I must do twice the normal length. No, we won't do that to Chris. No, he already live streamed tonight, so yeah, he's done his time tonight. Have you ever met Rob Zombie, Chris?
No, I haven't, but I've met several actors from his movies at Scaricons I went to, and there's one that was actually really cool because there was a whole panel from like some of his actors that were in Halloween, and we had Sid Haig and Bill Moseley, and they were doing a question panel. This is all on one of my vlogs I did on my channel, and they were asking questions in the audience, and nobody had a question. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Give me the microphone. So I took the microphone, and when I went to take the microphone, I forget his name, something Lewis from Halloween, and he's also in The Walking Dead. He shouts out, he goes, "Vegan Zombie," and I'm not wearing a Vegan Zombie shirt, so I'm like,
he know you.
I'm stoked that he knows who I am. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, so my question for you guys is, when Rob Zombie is doing a movie and you guys are, the actors in it, and it's lunchtime, is everything vegan? And they're like, oh yeah, everything that Rob buys is vegan, and it's good.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun asking that question.
That's good. That's a good point. I like to bring up to people. Like, some people think they're forcing their vegan food on you. Like, no, vegan food is good. I mean, if Rob's buying good food, it doesn't matter if you're vegan or non-vegan. You're gonna enjoy it, and that's why I like to bring non-vegans out to vegan restaurants with us. Like, hey, if you want to meet up with us for whatever reason, let's meet at this restaurant. And I know we're gonna blow their mind at that restaurant too. Because a lot of people think, oh, you're just eating vegan stuff like bird seed and salad or something like that. Like,
they don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Not even close, bro. Let's see. Let's see. They're talking about your cutout still there. Yeah, I guess that gets people intrigued seeing that. Wow, you're selling out of seeds in Sydney? Wow, interesting. I didn't see a hoarding effect on seeds yet. Just like grains and potatoes, beans, stuff like that. I feel bad. Like a couple of weeks ago, right before this was breaking out, I bought my normal amount of bananas, which is like maybe like 25 pounds or so. And I thought a few people thought I was hoarding. It's like, no, this is I go through this in like 5 or 6 days. So now I'm going to have to eat more oatmeal. Have any vegans gotten sick yet? You saw that one too? Are you aware of any?
That are sick?
Yeah, with COVID. I mean,
no.
I know one girl, a female, who has been spending time in overseas in Southeast Asia in the tropics. I don't want to mention her name or anything like that. As far as I know, vegan, and she said she's got some of the symptoms, but this is normal. I mean, I think I might have had some of the symptoms too a month ago. I had some a fever, a little bit of a fever for a day, and I felt really sore. I thought it was maybe from going to the gym, but it seemed a little bit more than that. I think that the general game plan is a lot of us will end up getting this virus, but most of us will not have anything worse than what I just described. There's some of you who might not even have any symptoms at all. But I haven't heard of any vegans being hospitalized yet, if that's what you're asking.
Well, I'll know that there's something wrong with me if I get a headache, because I haven't had a headache in 30 years since I went vegetarian.
I heard headaches are kind of rare, not the most common symptom, but it can. But yeah, if you get it, then you'll know something's off. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about have you had a cold or flu in recent time?
I don't think I've ever had the flu.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
When I was younger, I had strep throat. So.
All right. So hopefully, yeah. I mean, you're good. I mean, it sounds like you have a strong immune system. Yeah. I had a flu maybe several years ago. It's probably because I go to the gym. I'm playing basketball with dudes, touching gear there and stuff like that. I don't know, but it does happen. Yeah, I know some vegans like you are great and fortunate to not have them. So, but yeah, hopefully we won't hear about any of our fellow vegan friends getting hospitalized or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So Angry Vegan says, do you think watching movies and TV shows is a vegan issue, since many shows and movies have animals as characters, Babe and Lassie, for example? Well, I would say movies like Lassie, that was, I would think that they have more laws in place now for animals than they did back with Lassie. Mm-hmm. A fun fact about Babe is James Cromwell is the actor in there, and he actually went vegan after that movie.
Really?
Yeah. And so I would say that, not necessarily, seeing some of these things might make, a movie could be a reason why somebody thinks twice, and decides to go vegan. But yeah, Babe credits James Cromwell, who's an actor that he's done a lot for veganism since then.
I want to clarify Mozart's question. Did I have the flu last week? Like I said, about a month ago, I had some symptoms which I didn't know at the time were like, the kinds of symptoms that they say are common with COVID-19, like, a fever for I didn't even know I had one. Angie said, wow, you seem really hot tonight. And I was fine the next day, but I had muscle soreness for a few days and just kind of a tired lethargicness. I remember, just that, so it wasn't a flu per se, just some symptoms that might be compatible with COVID-19. Who knows? So who knows? The thing is, there's no testing, and that's what sucks. I would have got a test if they had one. And even now, I know they're talking about how they need to make a test. Why is it now? A test for after you have it to see if you have the antibodies, so that you can go out and about and not infect people and not get it anymore. So I wish these tests existed. It would help a lot of us out to just know what we can and can't do. Here in Long Beach, last time I checked, we have almost 200 people who need a test. They're under surveillance. They're not, I don't think, quarantined, but they're being monitored is the official term. And they're not officially proclaimed to have COVID-19 just because there's not enough tests to go around. Yeah, and I heard often, I didn't have this, but a loss of smell and taste is a symptom that not all, but is a common one too. I didn't have that. Yeah, Katrina, two of your favorite YouTubers in one place tonight. Yeah, awesome.
Dharma Ram says, vegan zombies never had the flu. Come on now. Yeah, as long as I can remember, I've never had the flu. If I had it when I was, single digits, then I don't remember. But yeah, so all my teenage years and adult years, I've never had the flu. I've been sick with like I said, strep throat, and I think I've had bronchitis before, a really, really bad swimmer's ear. And then after that, after going vegan, I get sick maybe once every 2 years or so. The last time I was sick was Christmas Day, not the last one, but the year before that, and it lasted for a day.
Wow.
I had cold chills, and so I rarely ever get sick, knock on wood, but it's true.
You must have a pretty kick-ass immune system. That's my guess. I mean, yeah, some people are lucky. Yeah, I know a few people, non-vegans actually, that claim they haven't had a cold or a flu in 10 years or something like that. So who knows, Who knows what's up. Can we do this with Vegan Gains? I'll see if Vegan Gains is down for it. I don't know. We'll see. I'll ask him. We'll see if he wants to do it. This is my first time. I'm just happy to have Chris here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. We got Zeke in the background. My dog's names are Zeke and Indy the pup.
Indy the pup?
Indy, yep. After Indiana Jones.
Is Indy a pup right now?
He's a big pup. He's a big 9-year-old pup.
Okay, I was going to say.
There he is right there.
Will he lose the pup part of his name ever? Probably not. Oh, they look so sweet and lovable.
Nice. They're great pups. I got both of them. But this one gets a little bit, he takes, you give him an inch, he takes a mile, especially when I'm live, and then he'll knock the cords out. So you need to go sit. Come on. You need to go. Come on, over here. Over here. Come on. Sit down. This might be the end.
Let's see. Yeah, Mike the Vegan. I'll ask
Mike the Vegan.
I'll ask Mike too now that I have this technology and stuff. I know he's busy now, so he's a father and stuff. So yeah, we'll see what his lifestyle is like right now. Hopefully he's got time for a little happy, healthy vegan here. Let's see. Lab-grown meat, why are we talking about lab-grown meat? Yeah, I've always said I have no desire to eat lab-grown meat because it's not like Beyond Burgers where they simulate meat using plant matter. It makes meat, So what's its target demographic though isn't for vegans. It's for just your regular people who eat meat. So I hope it serves that market. So it's way less cruelty involved, way less resources involved. But yeah, it's not for vegans. For pets too, I guess, Yeah, doesn't Mike have a kid? Unless I'm losing it. Didn't he tell any people? I thought he told the world, but I think it was a secret.
I don't know if he does.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I thought they may have let a secret out. It was okay. I don't know.
Yeah, where's Ange?
I last left her on the couch. She was doing an Instagram post, and I told her I was going to chat with you to test out my new live stream with the guest situation. And she said she was going to try to finish editing another vlog about, just what we're doing here in, self, whatever this is called. What is self-quarantine? What are you down? Lockdown? I don't know what it is, but just what we're doing around the house. So yeah, she was editing that. Hopefully we'll have that out for you tomorrow, if not the next day for sure.
Cool.
And who knows? She always kind of surprises. Hopefully she'll come in and say hello to you and everyone. Ryan spreading rumors. Maybe I just had a crazy dream and I thought it was reality. I don't know. I haven't really talked to Mike in quite a while. I don't think I'm just making stuff up in my mind. We'll see. Does anyone else know? Am I crazy?
I don't know. I never met him, but I watch a lot of his videos.
Yeah, he used to have some family, some relatives out here, so he'd come out from time to time. Let's see. Mike and his lady were expecting. Okay, maybe that's it. Okay, yeah, I tell you, his life's been going real fast. Things are getting jumbled in my brain. Okay, that's probably it. Okay, all right, cool. So, all right.
Kika says follow at Big Josh Vegan. So he was my friend that was going to come out here with us, and
who is
wanted you to. He's my friend. I've known him forever, and he just went vegan, and he's doing great. He's loving it, and he started a channel. I'm helping him with it. He actually lives at my house now with me. Oh. But you were going to meet him when we went out to Expo, and it just didn't happen.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll check out his channel then. See what he's up to. Big Josh Vegan. I'll give him a shout out. Big Josh Vegan.
Yeah.
Do we have similar tastes in music? Probably not. I have really crazy seemingly non-connected tastes in music. And I'm a musician and all too, so I have some esoteric things I'm into. But I don't know. What do you think? Have we ever talked much about music, Chris? I don't think we have.
No, I don't think so. And I was even sitting in your little studio there before, and you got all the records and the musical instruments, but no, I don't think we talked about it.
Yeah, so, yeah, probably not. Are we doing any exercise at home? Yeah, yes, plant yoga. Yeah, I'll make a video within the next week. I have different things I'm doing on different days. In fact, I'm probably getting just as much exercise now. I'm just not going to the gym. Before I was just going to the gym like twice a week, spending a total of 4 to 5 hours there total. Now I'm probably getting about that, but spread out through 7 days doing different things. So yeah, I'll make a video showing how I'm trying to, not trying, I'm building some new kinds of fitness here. Now that I'm at home, I have more opportunities to run because I'm not playing basketball. Still, I'm working on upper body strength and lower body strength, just finding new ways to do it. How about you, Chris? What do you do? You're running a lot more now, right? Is that right?
Well, I was going to the gym every night until this whole thing closed down. So now I'm just doing back to what I was doing before. So I work out every day at home. I actually did a video, but it was years ago, and people have always also been asking me to do a video on this too. So I basically do pull-ups, push-ups. I do a lot of calisthenics, and I got some dumbbell weights that I do. But when it's not super, super cold here, I will go for a run. I went for a run the other night too.
Yeah, I'm just too wimpy. It's I want to see the sunshine when I'm running. It's just been cloudy and windy. One day I went running last week, and I looked at the sky, go, no, it's going to rain. So I turned around and went home, and sure enough, 5 minutes later, it started raining. That's the kind of month it's been here. Cool, yeah, Tracy, our moderator, she's lucky, running almost every day and is blessed to have running trails right by your house. I envy you. That sounds just the perfect thing for right now.
Awesome, Tracy. I'll be doing that once it gets a little bit warmer out.
Let's see, Diana's World 88. I got you running again 3 years now. Cool, Diana. Like I said, I'm really haven't been running that much the past 3 years. Actually, I've been focusing on basketball training. But yeah, running's awesome. I just need to get more consistent. Build up to 10-mile weeks, 15-mile weeks. I'll be back there soon enough. Wow, that's the temperature right now, 36. Yeah, that's actually not too bad, huh?
It's not too bad, but it's a little bit colder than where you're at, but yeah.
Yeah, for the middle of the night, that's not horrible. Yeah,
it's enough to make the snow melt away, so the snow has gone.
Snow, wow, that's a foreign
Well, there was
concept.
A ton of snow on the ground this morning, and now it's all gone. So.
Let's see. Yeah, I see people doing Peloton, treadmills. Yeah, we're all fine. That's good, guys. That's important to not just like be totally lethargic during this time. The human body is meant to move, and it needs to recover as well. Just yeah, do whatever you can to keep healthy and keep fit.
Jethro asked me if is it true that I do not age as I am already dead? Yeah, so I became a vampire when I was 23 back in 1791, and I've stayed the course all these years.
He's a vegan zombie vampire, one of the rarer ones. You might be the only one.
I always say that I'm an actual vampire pretending to be a zombie.
Wait, let me wrap my head around that. Okay, I think I got that. I'm a classic California dud? There's that dude. Thanks, 3D Jaw. Let's see. Yeah, have you seen that video of Dr. Greger's 2008?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it in my suggested. I just haven't made it. It's 58 minutes or so. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But I'm sure. What are you going to say?
Everybody's talking about it, but yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
I'll definitely watch it. I saw Bill Gates' one from I think 2015, 16, the TED Talk. I'll watch Greger's. I mean, I'm not surprised because, I was talking about that yesterday that we had like H5N1 going on back then and SARS. So it was just a matter of time, before something really like this, spread and got truly global and how we'd be unprepared like we are now. So I'll definitely check out Dr. Greger's vid. Oh, yeah, good question from Katrina. How's your cholesterol, Chris? Let me follow this up, too. I remember you made a video where your LDL was a little high, and then you made a follow-up one where it went down to the healthy range again. Is that right, Chris? Like you got it retested.
Yes. So I went on the Esselstyn. I took oil right out of my diet, and it was super, super good. And I forget exactly what it was, but I have a video on it. And then a year later, I got tested again. Still no oil. Balanced my food, a little bit of processed, but mainly, all whole foods and stuff. And my total cholesterol 152. So everything's good there.
What was the LDL? What did that go from?
My LDL was, before all this, it was like 129. And then it went down to 89. And then the most recent one was 100.
Okay, yeah. So, you're kind of like me. We probably have a condition. Someone mentioned it. Do you know what that's called? What's it called? Where you have naturally high LDL? Because mine, even when I was like eating fully raw in 2012, no oil, of course, of any kind, and still my LDL and total cholesterol, you'd think they'd be lower. I think my total cholesterol back then was 166, and my LDL was, I think 70-ish or something like that. It's hard for me to get it down much lower than that. I mean, I couldn't possibly eat any cleaner than that, so.
Yeah, I did a ton of research on this, and I took snippets from Dr. Greger's video, and Mike the Vegan really sums it up pretty good too. But basically, so my HDL, and I want to talk to T. Colin Campbell about this too, because I guess, and he doesn't live that far from me, so I really want to set something up.
Yeah.
But my HDL, no matter what I do, no matter how I eat, if I'm eating junk food or if I'm eating straight up Esselstyn diet, it's always around 35, and that's generally supposed to be too low, but I guess what I have here is my normal that's not going to change, and it's not going to really do anything. And I guess what Dr. Greger says about this, the same thing that Mike the Vegan summed up, is it's, if I were to take medicine to make my HDL go up, it's not going to do anything to the problem. Meaning the analogy for this would be if you went to someone's house and you found like 8 ashtrays on their table, and it could be a good indicator that they might have a lung cancer, but it's not the ashtrays. If you took 6 of those ashtrays away, that's not going to help them any with their.
Yeah.
So that's basically the HDL. If you gave yourself medicine to increase it, it's showing that there's no correlation that taking any medicine to increase your HDL is going to do anything for your overall cholesterol. So I guess what I'm doing is everything is good. The main thing is that my LDL is at a low enough number that it's not. I have no harm 100 is fine.
Yeah.
Down from 130.
Did
Yeah.
people anyway get bummed at you? Because I've heard a few people, like when I showed on one test, it was in the low 120s. I think it was 123, maybe it was 120s. It was definitely not above 130. And I went back a few weeks later, or a few months later, I got it down below 100. But anyway, some people thought I was like somehow a failure or disappointment to them. I said, I don't know what happened, guys. I really wasn't eating any. Like, I wasn't eating like a bunch of like weird stuff every day, but I made a point to just strip down, make sure I was eating cleaner than ever before, and it went back down. I think what happened too is, both times I got when my tests, my LDLs were over 100, I had vegan ice cream in the past like week or so before that. So I'm going, okay, there's a lot of oil and stuff in there, and I really don't have vegan ice cream all that much anymore.
Yeah, well, you know what it could be, and for me,
Yeah.
It was coconut oil. I used to think coconut oil was a really healthy oil, and it's 90% saturated fat.
Yeah.
And when I took that out, I saw, like, because I tried a bunch of other things before I did that, and I kept going back to the doctor to get my blood tested, and it kept showing as high. My doctor wanted to put me on medicine. I'm like, no, wait a minute. No, I'm going to do one more thing. I looked up Dr. Esselstyn. I followed that to a T.
Mm-hmm.
It sucked, but I followed it to a T, and I took out all the coconut oil, everything that had coconut oil in it, and my cholesterol was perfect, like 142 it was, and with an 89 or 88 or 89 LDL. And so yeah, I stay away from coconut oil now. Like some people it doesn't really affect like that, but I can't do it.
That's good. Yeah, I've never got my cholesterol below 150, which Dr. Esselstyn says too. I tell you, even when I was eating raw, I was still in the 160s. I think it's a genetic thing. There's nothing more I could possibly do to eat more cleanly. But one thing I cut out too to get my LDL back down. I noticed the cereal I had started eating for the year prior to those blood tests where my LDL went up. I looked at the ingredients fine. It was a really healthy cereal. You get it, at good stores, and I noticed there was some kind of oil. It wasn't a coconut oil, but it was some kind of oil in there. I said, well, I don't need to eat this. I'll just eat something else. So I started having like sprouted oats at night, and that, I think the combination of getting rid of that cereal and the coconut oil, my LDL is back down to where it should be. So yeah, I'm saying some of us might be more sensitive to these oils,
Also,
which will raise our LDL levels.
Yeah, also oats are really good to lower cholesterol. And just real quick, so Plant Power says, Chris and Ryan's voice are soothing and relaxing. So people have been saying that in my live streams, like every live stream, they're saying that your and my voice are soothing. So this must be putting people to sleep.
That's good. It's late for most people. So if this helps chill people out, our soothing, calming voices, awesome. They put oil in raisins? Oh, not the ones I buy. I look at the ingredients on that. It just says dried raisins. So I guess don't get the oiled raisins if there's an option.
Angry Vegan. I stay away from everything coconut.
Mike the Vegan?
If I can.
You see Mike the Vegan?
Mike, we were just talking about you.
Hey.
We're talking about the coconut oil.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, we're just...
the HDL. I watched your HDL video.
And now we're talking too. Now that I know how to host a guest on a live stream, I would like to have you on sometime in the future. So we'll get in touch about that. I just hooked it up tonight, and I was all excited. I go, let me text Chris and see if he's cool to come on right now. And he was.
Of course, I'm always awake. Yeah.
I knew. Yeah, Chris is a night owl. He's a safe bet. What were you saying?
Yeah, Mike,
I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Chris. But continue on.
What was I saying?
I forgot. I saw Mike there. I got all excited. We were just talking about him.
Yeah, Mike, we want to have you on the show. So
is it fake Mike?
We both.
Tell me,
we both have, like,
is it fake or real Mike?
Fake or it could be fake Mike.
Yeah, I'll race lever check it out. Okay, it's not Mike. Okay, then shame on you. We don't like you then. Okay.
Mike, is it really not?
Bummer. See, trolled. Bummer. Okay, well we don't like this Mike the Vegan then. Whoever this one is.
It looks like his name. You can use any name.
I guess so.
Oh, yeah, it's not. Anyway, Mike.
Suck it. Shit, I thought
you got a degree. What kind of cereal was it, though?
I forgot. I totally forgot the name of it. I have to Google it.
Yeah, I remember you were eating some cereal, like some granola or something.
It was some kind of granola cereal, and I was amazed that there was some oil baked into it. It's like, okay, I'm getting rid of that crap. Yeah.
We didn't get excited. That forget everything you just watched.
We didn't get excited. You can't play this back. No, I'm just joking.
Watching two YouTubers get excited because another YouTuber joins, and then it's
We
fake.
just thought it was amazing
Priceless.
because we were just talking about Mike, and like a minute later, like, whoa, how did he know? Did he have a sixth sense, a psychic sense? All right,
Yeah,
so
you almost so many things have oil in it.
mhm.
A lot of the vegan milks have oil in it. It took me forever to find just
Whoa,
one milk that doesn't have oil in it, and it happened to be my favorite milk. So the white carton of Oatly doesn't have any oil in it, and it's very low in sugar. So it's like the perfect milk, unless you're making your own, which I prefer the Oatly.
wow.
But so many other milks have oil in it. It's
When I
crazy.
get done with this, I'm gonna go look in the fridge and see if my milk has oil because I thought I read through the ingredients. I have, but I didn't recall oil. But maybe when I was reading through the ingredients, I wasn't like laser focused on that. So I will take a look. Soy milk is usually oil free. I usually drink almond milk, but yeah, I will definitely take a look.
West soy is one of them.
Let's see.
Almond cow helps you make your own plant-based milks. That's cool.
Huh. I've never heard of that. Interesting. Huh. Oatly white package, Tracy. Okay. Cool. And West soy. All right. Unsweetened. All right. I'll see what mine is. Maybe that was an extra source of oil I wasn't aware of. Damn. um,
Silk is oil-free now.
oh man, you guys got me bummed now, Tracy. There's probably oil in my milk. No.
Do we like country music? Generally, no, I don't like country music, but there are certain things I like. I like some Willie Nelson, but like I kind of like little bits of different things from every genre. There's no
Yeah.
one genre I like better than others, unless we're talking about movies, and then it's horror genre.
I don't like
But
modern country, but like old country, where country music really is just like crossing blues music with music from like people from Europe. Yeah, I like like the Bakersfield sound if you've heard of that.
you were always on my
Yeah, I like those
mind.
old sad blues songs. The Grateful Dead kind of like draws from that part of country music too. So yeah, I like some definitely. I mean, like I said, as long as this music moves me, I don't care what genre it's called. Hell, like on the new BTS album, there's a really amazing song on there, Black Swan. So wherever I find a good song, I'm down.
Ryan, do you ever plan to visit New York City?
New York City. I don't know how to say this politely. I'm not a huge. I don't really love New York in the way I love like some cities. Like I've had really great times in like Chicago. San Francisco was like a home away from home. I don't. I mean, I appreciate New York. I've had my band's played there. It's a great city. I just don't feel the draw to come back to New York anytime soon. But who knows? I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying I don't travel all that much to begin with. So I'm just saying my next trip will probably not be to the East Coast. Unfortunately, I'll probably travel somewhere within California. We're homebodies.
I used to live in New York City, and we were just down there probably a month ago. I like visiting, but I hated living there.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. You have a blast, but I would probably go nuts living there. Yes, I am talking to Jared Ludo right now, Lyco. I found Jared. Isn't that amazing? He was just hanging out and said, "Hey, you want to do a live stream with me, Jared Ludo?"
We got some 30 seconds to Mars.
Let's see. Have I spoke with happiest vegan on earth, Lisa? I haven't chatted with her for a bit. She's our friend that goes down, used to go down and do all the reviews of downtown Disney vegan foods, Disneyland vegan foods, California Adventure Park vegan, and now yeah, it's all shut down. So I'm sure she's pretty bummed. Yeah, no one's traveling for a long time, Peter. You got that right. But yeah, I tell you, the next trip I make will probably just be somewhere in California. Maybe I'll go out to the desert and spend a day or two or something like that. California is so diverse, guys. Everything is here, basically. Almost everything. Can't find like a tropical jungle or something like that. Yeah, Johnny Cash. Yeah, Johnny Cash.
Yeah, Johnny
Awesome.
Cash
Mhm.
is good for.
Let's see. See, anything else I
Um,
wanted to ask you while I have you here still?
the original plant milk that I had way like 30 years ago was Rice Dream. Somebody asked about if we ever come across the hazelnut Rice Dream. It was my favorite milk for a long time. It's still one of my favorites, but right now my preference is the Oatly.
Let's see. A lot of vegans would like the new Netflix show Beastars. Anyone? What's that about? About beasts?
Beastars? Beastars.
Huh, well, you tell us about
I
that.
haven't heard of
Yeah,
that.
a lot of us are looking for, some things to watch right now. What are you binge watching, Chris? What kind of weird thing have you watched in the past week that you probably would not have if, went for what's happening? Let's see. Yeah, no one's ever heard of it either. Angie and I watched like season 39 of Survivor. Like we just binge watched that last week, basically. Just not binge watch, but like watch an episode or two every day or night or something like that. Yeah, I do want to go to Death Valley. That's one place I've never been to yet in California that I've been wanting to go to. It's really tricky to go to Death Valley. If you go in the summer, it's like 120 degrees, no effing way. And the wintertime, it's not, the weather ain't that great. You got to time it right in the spring or fall when you get like a nice 75-degree day. So yeah, that's one of my goals, Death Valley in the next year or two, hopefully. Definitely not going to run through Death Valley in the summer like that Badwater race. No way. A good vegan
Sonny Pepper says,
Oh, yeah.
wow, it's like Batman and Superman in the same video. Which one's Batman and which one's Superman?
Really? That's a weird
Oh, yeah,
comment.
Black Mirror. I like Black Mirror. I've been currently watching Lock and Key on Netflix.
What's that?
It's kind of like it's like I don't know, like almost like a Narnia kind of, like it's a kid show, but actually maybe it's not so kid friendly, but I don't know. They find a bunch of keys in this old haunted mansion, and I'm on like episode 4. I still got to figure out what happens.
Okay. Yeah, I think one cool show, if you guys maybe it's just because I'm Asian, I watch weird Asian stuff, but yeah, you guys know that show that was on TNT called Suits? They made a Korean version of it called Suits, based on the same characters and everything like that. So it's like a 10-episode series on Netflix. So that's something Andrew and I watched last week, and really cool. If you anyone who's into the Suits here in America, you will dig Korean Suits.
I never saw Suits before.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I dig it. I like, because I studied philosophy, which is like pre-law sort of. So I like seeing all this high-powered lawyering and leverage and dealing with narcissists and stuff like that. So Angie and I we were into that.
I did binge Bates Hotel and also Dark. Dark is a really good. It's a German show.
Dark, what's that about?
It's like a weird time travel sci-fi show. It's German. It's got subtitles, but it's really good.
All right, cool. Try to remember that one. All right, cool. Yeah, a lot of stuff to check out. Now's a good time to get add an extra streaming video service to your repertoire. That's what we did. We threw CBS on so we could watch Picard, and so yeah, we've been watching that. And that's how we caught season 39 of Survivor, because we just didn't watch Survivor for a long time, and we just watched that one. Why the hell not? All right, anyway.
Do you like watching anime? I haven't watched anime in probably over 20 years, and I think my favorite one that I watched was Grave of the Fireflies, Princess Mononoke. That's about all I can tell you.
If anyone wants to know why we watch Survivor, it's because it's the only show out there I know that's about camping. And Angie and I love desert island camping, so that's why we watch it. Reminds us to go camping every October. What's your favorite
True
zombie?
Detective season 1, amazing.
What's your favorite zombie movie, Chris?
So my favorite all-time zombie movie would have to be the original Night of the Living Dead, but there's so many zombie movies I like. That would be my favorite, though. Dawn of the Dead, 28 Days Later. Even though a lot of people claim that's not really zombies, it's one of my favorites.
Hey, you're the vegan zombie. If you say it's zombies, it's
It's
zombies.
zombies, yeah.
Are
Yeah.
we into UFOs? Actually, I enjoy UFOlogy, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if I'm into UFOs, but I'm open to see one. I would really, really love to see one. That would just be amazing if I can go see a UFO somehow. And yeah, I like watching that show, Ancient Aliens. I saw a good episode just last night. So yeah, we like UFOs.
If you want to see a good, go watch my video. I did a video last year in the summer with my dad. Probably the best UFO story I've ever heard.
Wow.
There was a sighting in Montana on an Air Force base back in 1967, and the UFO took all of their nuclear missiles offline. My dad was working there at the time, and he was
Huh.
military police, so he heard the entire thing over his
Oh,
scanner.
wow.
And I questioned him about this after I saw like the thing on, like, it was on one of the TV shows. I saw the thing,
Well, your
and I
dad
asked my
was
dad. I
there
go,
at the military base listening to the
yeah,
people talking. Okay.
yeah. So I actually have an interview of my dad telling this story from
Uh-huh.
1967, and and then after I posted that video, the guy that was the commander of that base, which my dad didn't know, by the way, after all these years later, what, 50 years later, he contacted me on my email
Uh-huh.
and wanted me to put him in touch with my dad. So my dad
Whoa.
ended up talking to this guy who's got several books. He's been on all those TV shows.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's pretty
So what
cool.
happened? Did your dad's was there a UFO situation incident that night?
Yeah,
Hmm?
and it happened twice, and it took their nuclear missiles offline. So basically, they didn't know. They thought they were being hacked by Russia, but
Yeah.
what happened was this thing. They have a whole account of it, what it looked like, everything. And my dad heard the whole thing unfold over his scanner.
Did you hear them
And then they said, "Yeah,
did you
yeah,
hear them describing what it looked like it was a UFO? Someone actually
yep."
saw it and talked about it on the radio?
So this whole incident has actually been released to the public in Project Blue Book. It's
Hmm.
well documented. So that's probably the most legit UFO story that I have.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I really want to see a UFO. That would be super, super life changing.
Yeah.
UFO movies, I think the most realistic UFO movie out there is Contact because it's written by Carl Sagan, a scientist, not like a sci-fi writer. So
Cosmos.
that's one of my yeah Cosmos, yeah. So it's one of my top 20 movies.
I love that movie. I saw it in the theater too.
That's one of the few movies I went out and saw on opening night. I was that excited to see it, and no regrets. I've made Angie watch it. She fell in love with it too. So check that out if you can. I'm not sure if it's available for free on any streaming service right now, but Contact. Jodie Foster, Matt McConaughey.
They say aliens are vegan. Do you think that's true? I
Yeah.
believe that.
They,
I think that that's
why
true.
would aliens
I
eat meat?
actually, they've evolved to such a. I mean, if they're doing interstellar travel or time travel, then they've evolved to not eat meat.
Yeah, and plus, why would they even be like what we even know as meat on their home planet?
My theory is pretty like I feel like the aliens that we know of are actually humans 10, 20,000 years in the future that have come back in time to make sure that we're not destroying our own. I mean, if you look at the evolution, we came from like what, hairy apes to standing more erect and less hair, bigger head, taller, and these aliens that people perceive as hairless, big heads, very slender and skinny, not having to use a lot of brawn or muscle, but using their brain. It makes sense.
Yeah. Someone pointed out here too that Vulcans are vegan. In fact, on Star Trek, they're vegan. The food replicators are not.
That's
Yeah,
right.
they're plant based or what have you. So yeah, and they probably do
Oh,
drink kombucha.
we're talking about Rowdy Piper now, mega vegan. Oh, we're getting into some really, like, I don't even think we have time to get into this rabbit hole of how our theories on how we were created.
Yeah, that
We'll have to do that another
that
time.
goes beyond the scope of tonight, probably, huh?
Yes, Katrina.
Let's see. hope the aliens are vegan, otherwise they might eat us. Why don't the aliens, like you said, they come back in times of like need, humans like a critical point in our survival or evolution? It seems like now's a pretty good time, I would say. You know, I mean, just in general, it doesn't have to be right now during the pandemic. Just at this time period, it seems like if they were going to come back and help us, we could use a little help right now. I just saying, aliens, if you happen to be watching, you know, I'm waiting.
They're watching.
They're watching everything.
The truth is out there.
The truth is out there. Yeah, X-Files, that would be good to binge watch right now. If you guys haven't seen the X-Files, yeah, just binge that. That'll keep you busy for a month at least.
Yeah. That's my favorite TV show.
Yeah, wasn't that kind of your job before a long time ago? You were kind of like a Mulder type?
Yeah. Yeah. Before YouTube, I was a special investigator.
Special agent? Is that the same
yeah.
thing? Yeah. Wow, cool.
No, special investigator was my title. Yeah.
Special investigator. Wow, that sounds pretty
And
serious.
people get it mixed up. They think I was a private investigator. I was a special investigator on the Department of Justice. Probably the most well-known place I worked at was the Pentagon.
Wow, you've actually been in the Pentagon?
Yeah, I was in the Pentagon.
That's where you just called. That's where your desk was. That's where you set up.
No. I had to do a couple of jobs there.
Okay.
I worked from home and I went out and I did my investigations. But this is real funny, real quick. So the day that I did go to the Pentagon, I was there a couple times. But one of the days I went there, the guards there were talking amongst themselves when I was going through, and they were saying that Lieutenant Dan was there in the courtyard to give like a speech or something. So Gary Sinise was there.
Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What good timing. Did you see Lieutenant Dan?
I didn't see him, no, but I guess he was there that day.
Just, I don't know if you can talk about this, but just generally, what sorts of things did you investigate?
Well, it seems more exciting than it actually was, but I did background investigations for people that needed top secret security clearances.
Okay.
And that was my job. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I see one of our hardcore locals, Hardly Tin Man Adonis, has jumped on. Good to see you. That's some serious stuff, man. You had a real job.
I did. Yeah, I went to school for it and everything, and now full-time vegan zombie.
How do you go to school to become a special investigator?
Well, I went to school. I got my bachelor BS in criminal justice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That would be the right training for that. Yeah. Cool. Well, I don't want to keep Chris on too long. Chris was kind enough to indulge me to come on and try this first live stream with a guest here on, and it worked out. We've had very, very few technical problems. Once we got your camera working before we hopped on, that seemed to get it done. Are you going to try to use this new method I showed you, Chris? Yeah, I use OBS software, and there's this NDI plugin you can use to that you need to install. It doesn't come standard, so you can get people that use Skype onto your live streams. Are you going to check that out? Because I saw you said you have 3 monitors there, and you just were like capturing one and streaming it over.
Yeah, I like your setup better. So what I did was I just captured my entire monitor screen earlier today. And I mean, it worked, but I like yours a lot better.
Yeah, this is elegant, simple.
I'll try to hook that. Maybe you could help me like another day or something, hook mine up. And for the people at home, like I upload videos every week, and I go live every single night during what's our current situation. So. And it's usually late like this, so.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I've been telling our viewers this too, since I have 192 of you guys on right now. I'll tell you, I'm looking to do more live streams now, and maybe a little bit less of responding to anti-vegans. There's probably not going to be as much anti-vegan stuff in the news right now too, because the whole world's not fixed on vegans anymore. But I think this is a good opportunity for me to learn some new skills. Like I said, I learned how to finally get a guest here on OBS, and I plan to do more of this, because this was fun, Chris. This was awesome to have you on here and just chat about all the kinds of things that people have on their minds right now. Plus, like, we delved into a few questions, like just about you, like things I've been wondering, like how'd you get into special investigating? How did you get a refund from your trip that got canceled out here a couple of weeks ago? So now,
hopefully that happens.
Yeah. Best of luck to you on that. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Travis. I think I didn't see you earlier. I think we're gonna get going here. It's almost like midnight, and you're. No, it is mid. What is it, like 1 a.m. where you're at? Huh? 1:30, Chris.
134. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
should let you go, and I should get back to my wife. Yeah, she's been patient. She saw me all day trying to make the. I was working on this all day, trying to get the video and audio to work. It was a pain in the butt, guys. I got the video in a bunch of times. I had trouble getting the audio, but finally with the Skype NDI solution, I nailed it. So you're gonna see more of this now. So we're gonna have fun on this Happy Holly Vegan live stream over the next whatever this is gonna be. Huh? Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. And you could be on my stream this week sometime.
Yeah, if you want to get started, Chris, I don't want to bore people, but try what I just told you, how I helped you on, how you have to go into settings, advanced, and click on NDI, whatever that button was. That seems to be the magic button you got to hit in your Skype. And I think your guests will probably have to do that too. If you guys both do that,
Yeah.
get that NDI plugin. And it was pretty simple to download and install. So check that out. If you have any questions, I will help you out. And that way, yeah, you can start having guests on. I think you can put on I haven't tried this yet. I think you can have multiple guests with this NDI plugin. We'll find out.
That's awesome. Yeah.
If not, you can always stream one of your screens over like you did earlier.
I didn't know you could have multiple Skypes, but maybe, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, well, check it out. Yeah, I didn't think that through. No, maybe you can. I'm just stoked this worked tonight.
Somebody said there's an app called Zoom where you kind of have, a few of them. I was on.
I was going to say that's what I was using. I was trying all day to get Zoom to work into OBS, and my problem was getting the audio. I could hear I was having Angie use my iPad out there as my Zoom guest, and I could see her and hear her in my headphones, but it wouldn't record. The audio wouldn't record, so that was a bummer. And
that might be overload for a live stream, is having three people at once, everybody trying to talk over each other.
It is tough.
I think two is probably good.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna start with 2. This is just already a huge step for me, so I'm sure it would be cool having just one guest on at a time. This is like a whole new world for me. Cool. I'm glad you guys enjoyed, and yeah, this is awesome. I'm gonna leave this one up. Usually I leave live streams up just for like a few hours or so. Let people with the link watch it whenever they want as unlisted. But I'm gonna leave this one up because this was a cool, fun discussion with Chris. And yeah, get in touch with me, Chris. I'll come on tomorrow or the next day or whenever you're ready. Just give me a shout, and we'll do it.
Sounds good. Tell Ange I said hi, and have a good night.
All right. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks so much for Race Lover and Tracy and who else do we had? We had who else do we have on as our moderators here? My bad if I think I had one more. My bad. But anyway, guys, thanks for everyone. It's been a nice, friendly discussion, positive, good vibes from everyone, and this is cool. So we'll be seeing y'all.
And watch out for zombies.
Yeah, go to Chris's channel right now. Hey, tell me what's your channel name again, how they find it.
The Vegan Zombie, but I live stream every night on my second channel, which you can find on the Vegan Zombie over in the featured. Chris Cooney is my name. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. And I'll be seeing you guys soon with some more guests and just me too. Who knows? We're going to have fun during the next few months, weeks, whatever it is. All right, bye, guys. And stay on, Chris.
All right, cool.